Let this unknown Frenchman of the late century, with Claude Lejeune's measured spring song, remind us of that modest giant, Montaigne. In his essay on presumption, he asks, with regard to a self-portrait Renate of Sicily had sent Francis II, why is it not as lawful for every man else to portray himself with his pen as it were for him to do with a pencil? How can Montaigne, in that portrayal, neglect the scar he calls his cicatrice? In Hamlet's words, that the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. At a time when the resolve of the Protestant Bourbon was besieging and starving Catholic Paris, that flaw becomes the virtue of a civilized man. Le peuple se trompe. Grandeur of soul consists not so much in mounting and pressing forward as in knowing how to govern and circumscribe itself. There is no science so arduous as to know how to play the man, to live this life. For my part, I love life and cultivate it, such as it has pleased God to bestow it on us. I accept with gratitude what nature has done for me. The great omnipotent giver, all goodness himself, has made everything good. Transcendental humors affright me. Who would escape being men do not transform themselves into angels, but into beasts. Yet how transcendental, in the later sense, is this perfection of being ourselves, without miracle, without extravagance, gay and sociable, nor let music be wanting. No less the product of a giant century than the radical powers being then suppressed in Italy. Pomponazzi, early in the century, had expressed the fate to follow. The philosopher is a very Prometheus. Seeking to penetrate the secrets of God, he is consumed with ceaseless cares, forgets to eat and sleep, is derided of all men, held for a fool and unbeliever. Harried by inquisitors, he becomes the gaping stock of the common crowd. A prophecy fulfilled in Bruno. And so I spread wide pinions to the air, nor fear the impasse of glass or crystal sphere, piercing the heavens to the infinite. And as I leave this globe and mount the vast, beating my way across the ethereal waste, I lose the care of every common sight. The last Promethean work of Renaissance was the grappling with the starry universe. The first representation of that fathomless night nature had been in the Tres Riches Earls at the start of the 15th century. By 1440, Cusanus was formulating it. And although our universe is not infinite, nevertheless one cannot conceive of it as finite. It is not enclosed in boundaries, nor is the earth its center, nor any sphere of the stars its circumference. It has its center everywhere, its circumference nowhere, because God is its circumference and center, he who is everywhere and nowhere. Plato, in fact, said the world is animate, and if one conceives God as its soul, without immersion, much of what we have said will be clear. As Elsheimer, 1609, stretches out that starry sky, Bruno's soaring expands the cosmos of Cusanus. For us consists the universal sphere as a single, all-overspreading, infinite, immovable continuum, in which numberless spheres or particular worlds exist. There is but one sky, one immeasurable world space, one matrix, one universal connective, one ether region through which the whole moves. In this become visible innumerable stars, constellations, world bodies, and suns. Of these our earth is one, yet not a single one is the center, for the universe is in all directions equally immeasurable. The earth and all other constellations have their own soul, which again is but a part of the world soul. By 1610, Galileo's sidereal messenger communicates the shattering news of telescopic sights. He had begun the true exploration of worlds in space. Other stars in myriads, never seen before, the body of the moon 30 times larger, like the face of the earth itself, everywhere full of vast protuberances, deep chasms, and sinuosities. 4 planets, neither known nor observed before my time, which have their orbits round a certain bright star, the moons of Jupiter. Of the enterprise of the century, as of the later West, 2 things had been clear from the start, that it was giant and that it was perilous. They knew of old those myths of titans in the world, as once I applied the symbol of this picture. And all whom superstitions of the dark had thundered down for daring, Icarus sun-melted, Phaeton Jove destroyed, Prometheus of the fire, and Lucifer of morning, Niobe made tears, and Semele love-burning, rose divinely, winging west with the dawn. We feel the fatal angels strike the tower, or through the slant rifts of the rock-hurled hail glimpse dreads of distance, where our running kind shot with his lightnings fall, and the mountains drown.